Hello angels, welcome back to another resin video. So in this video we're going to be making another resin clutch purse. So the shaker part of the mold, I didn't have it because I've had this mold for like a year or two, so I had to go back on Amazon and order another mold basically that came with the shaker part of the mold. And I'm just pouring down some resin in the shaker part. There was a little hair in there, so I just pop it out. So there's always bubbles around the edge, so I had to just scoop it all the way to the top and just let it pop. I'm just making sure that the resin got all over it, and I spilled some, but it's fine. Eventually I clean it up. So this foil sheet I got from Etsy. It is so cute. I do like it, but my only thing is that with this specific seller that I'm ordering from, the foil sheet, anytime it touches anything plastic or just your hand run across it, it just messes it up completely. It spreads it around, but it's so cute. So yep, I'm just pushing it down into the resin so the resin can seep through the top. Not the resin, I'm pushing it down into the resin so the bubbles underneath it can come to the top, and then I'm just going to use my lighter just to pop the bubbles and just cleaning up the resin that's all over the sides. And I'm going to place down there some dry pressed flowers that I got from Amazon. I'll try to find a link. When I find the link, I'll just leave it down in the description box down below, so now I can start putting down there my flowers. By the way, I'm putting everything on the mold wrong. I think this is the back side of the mold, but I didn't know that. I haven't used this mold in a while, so I didn't know like how everything was supposed to be placed. But it still turned out cute. It's just harder to glue down onto the mold. That's the only thing. You're going to be using a lot more glue or UV resin, whichever piece you choose to do. But that's the only thing. So I should have just flipped everything over and it would have fit perfectly, but I didn't know until after I popped it out of the mold. It still looks cute. I still like it. But yeah. Putting on there my flowers. I'm placing on there a ton of flowers. But it is fine. So after placing down all of my flowers, I'm just going over everything with my lighter. So it has now been 24 hours and I can pop it out of the mold. And voila, this is how she turned out. There's a little bit of resin that's at the side. I'm just going to use my scissors just to cut it off and she will be perfect. Looks good. So this is the second part of the mold. I already mixed up my resin. Pour in there a ton of red pigment. I'm just gonna mix it until I see no more little chunks of resin, and that is gonna be perfect. You can clearly see that one of the molds is old and one of them is new. I've definitely taken this mold for a ride. I didn't see a piece of pigment, but the resin is curing, so that's where the smoke is coming from. So I'm pouring it down, trying to spread it around, making sure that I don't add on there too much. And that is the perfect amount of resin. Now that side of it was uneven, so I just placed this little resin ring that I made underneath it. So I'm just going to let this layer of resin dry for 24 hours. By the way, I'm going to go over it with my lighter. There was a bubble at the beginning of the video. Not beginning, but there was a little bubble at the corners because the resin is still going down to the sides. So after 24 hours, I can pop it out of the mold, and this is how it looks. Before the resin fully cured, I made some squiggly lines in it. Don't know why, but this is how it looks. It looks pretty good. I love this kind of red. And there's a little bit of some resin at the side. Just simply use my scissors, or I can just peel it off with my finger. But the scissors would probably make it way easier. You can see the waves at the back. So this is the shaker part of the resin, and this is other piece, and also the bag frame. Everything's from Etsy's. So I can start putting the bag together. I always use my E6000, which I always get from Amazon, and I just glue everything together. But I was just setting everything up just to see how it looks, because I personally did not like the way how it turned out. I thought I should have probably went with the blue instead of the red. But it looks good. I posted on TikTok, and people, I guess the color combinations were a good idea. I'm just cutting off the extra resin with the scissors. Snip, snip. The bag looks good. Nice and simple. And now to jazz it up. Voila. So this is why I set up with the bag. I made the shaker part upside down. The edges on this part that's where you're supposed to glue everything down together instead of it just being flat onto the bag. But learn my lesson. Next time I'll know how to put it on there correctly. I still haven't glued everything together, but I'm just trying to get an idea of how it looks, if I want to say yes to the bag or not. But after I glued everything together, I just let it dry for a full 24 hours, because that's how long the E6000 glue takes to dry. So I'm just going to add some E6000 glue all around the frame and on top of the shaker part of the mold, and just let it dry for a full 24 hours. And this is how it looks in the morning. Looks pretty good. I like the chunky chain. It's cute. And that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched the video all the way through, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.